Okay, I've had Bandit for about a week now. Bandit's been practicing some heel work, which is not exactly the easiest thing to do because he's so small. But he's been a lot of fun, and he's a sensitive dog. There are some things about him that makes training a little bit different than other dogs, especially working dogs, so, including resilience and just his hyperactivity. But the first thing I always teach my clients, my students, is to lure, the luring technique, which involves me to use treats, high-value treats. Yes, it's a form of bribery, but that is how we initiate learning and education. It's supposed to be fun, and in this case, it tastes really good. So luring is when we have the dog, the student, following you, starting off like this. Good Mark. He's an overachiever. This is what we learned. This way. Good boy. And then as he progresses, we're going to get away from that and just start using the hand as a cue. But since he's so interested in my hands, I need to raise my hands to my face so he sees verbal cues from my mouth. So as he does what's right, like a sit, yes, my hands go to my face, and I reward him for doing that. Okay, it's a release. And he's already progressed after a week this way. Good. To just follow my finger. And the better he becomes, the more he masters this, the less I have to use any hand gestures. At the moment, since we're in the preliminary stages, his very first session, the hand gestures are exaggerated. But you'll see even the most proficient dogs still utilize a little movement, a little flick of the finger when I want to spin this way or this way. For him, the spin is dramatic, all the way around. Good spin. Good. Heel. Oh, you okay? Go to Mark. Good Mark. And along with the luring, I teach them to do the mark, the follow Mark, because this teaches them positioning and how to position the back of his legs. Mark. This was enabled by the luring technique and basically pushing him bit by bit until he realizes to stay on that mark. Good. Yes. So it's very important for him to understand when you give these verbal cues. When he does something right passively and you like it, this way, come here, sit. Yes. You say yes and you mark it. With the yes, you can delay the treats or the reward, and over time, the bribery disappears because it's an expectation. Good boy. And as with standard healing goes on the left-hand side. Good Mark. This way. Good. Push back a little bit for a sit. Yes. And along with the sit, you can passively teach him to stand. Stand. Yes. Good stand. Sit. Good sit. Stand. Come on. Stand. Yes. Good stand. As we keep doing that a few dozen times, he's going to start realizing that stand is another verbal cue for not sitting. Good stand. Good stand. Because healing doesn't necessitate sitting. It just wants you to be next to you. This way. Bandit. Go to Mark. Good Mark. Good Mark. And with the mark, you also teach them to stay. Oh, Mark. Good Mark. Good boy. And you can test them from turning around. Yes! Good boy. So that is the beginning stages of competitive healing. We just had him standing, sitting, spinning, marking, pivoting, mark, pivoting, and basically we're not too far away from him learning to do all these things with minimal hand gestures and more verbal cues. Remember, verbal cues are secondary to hand gestures. Action is more important than words. So in the beginning, we bribe them with rewards, and we use second nature verbal cues along with the hand gestures. Good boy. Let's see if you can go this way. Good weave. This way. Good weave. Spin. Good spin. Sit. Good sit. Stand. Yes, good stand. The possibilities are endless. Mark. Where's Mark? Good Mark. Stay. Oh, Mark. Go back to Mark. Good. Good boy. Yes! Okay, that's good. Thank you.